Hello, welcome back to the Homestead. In today's video, we're going to take ugly beat up trim and turn it into something beautiful. I hope you enjoy the video today and thanks for watching. Alright, so I'm starting to sand the trim boards. I don't know if we can see here. Alright, so these are what they consider a number 3 board. Means there's knots, holes, dings, cracks, whatever. And that's what we wanted. So like right here, this is a pretty bad spot. And some more. So what we're doing is these were quite a bit cheaper because obviously they've got some pretty bad spots on them. This one's got a lot of staining, different colors in it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to sand this up, and then we'll go from there. And I'll show you, this video will show you how to take something ugly like this and turn it into something beautiful. Alright, so I'm using this 60 grit Gator sanding sheets for our mouse. And this is what they look like. So when the old one is bad, it just rips off. And this is Velcro, and it just sticks on and ready to go again. The holes are for the dust to come out so it doesn't get clogged up on there. And we just have our old mouse that we've been using forever. Alright, now here's that bad spot we showed you at the beginning. I'm gonna start sanding it, making it smooth. When I'm sanding each of the boards, what I'm doing is trying to get rid of any splinters, loose wood, just kind of smoothing it off so when it's time to wash it, it's going to be nice and smooth and easy to do. I also don't want to sand off too much. I want to keep that nice rustic look to the wood. And on the edges too, I round those off, making sure they're nice and smooth, no loose wood or splinters. Once all the wood was sanded, I got all the sawdust off, and now we can start by putting on a pre-stain. Since this is real wood, this will help keep it a nice, even, consistent color when I am staining. So you just wipe this on all over the boards and then just lay them out to dry. And once they are dry, then we can get staining. Alright, so make sure you mix up the stain really well to get that color even. And now I'm starting to apply it with a cloth. I just take old socks that I no longer use, and I can just throw them away when I'm done. So you want to make sure you're getting the coat nice and even. And you're also going to want to make sure to get the stain down inside all the knots and holes. Make sure you get a nice even coat. Once you have all the boards finished being stained, then just let them sit and dry for about 4 hours, if not longer. And let that soak in before you go on to the next step. Alright, so we are ready to put the urethane on. I like to use a sponge brush. It seems to go on nice and even without any brush strokes, no lines in it. Makes a nice even coat. Just make sure you get it all over nice and even. Get down into all the holes. Make sure there's nothing gonna drip and make drip marks. When it comes to the knots, I like to put a bunch on it and let it soak in while I do the rest of the board. Once the rest of the board is complete, I'll come back and smooth it all out. So we let this sit and dry for 4 hours at least, if not longer. And once that is done, we can come back and we're going to lightly sand it. I'm using a 220 finish sander. And then we're just going to do a nice light sanding on it, just to get off any little burrs and stuff and make it nice and smooth. And then once I am done smoothing out all the boards, then I will go back with a damp cloth and wipe all the sawdust off so we can get the second coat on. Alright, once all the boards are sanded and cleaned off, we are ready to put the second coat of urethane on. And just like the first coat, we'll just put it on nice and even, making sure to get it nice and covered good and smooth with no drips. This is really going to make it look nice and shiny and just beautiful. And there we go. There was bark left. Let's see if we can find that ugly, nasty spot we started with. Here's a knot. Looks so pretty. Alright, so here's the board we started with that had that nasty beat up section. It sure looks nice now. Looks very rustic. And this board also had all the different staining in it, and you can't even tell anymore. It's just a nice, beautiful look. Definitely glad we went with this boards. And here's that knot that was on that same board. It just looks gorgeous. For half the cost of the premium boards, I'm glad we went this way. And it's even cheaper than the pre-made molding that you can buy in the stores. This is the way to go. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and click that notification bell. Thank you.